how is the system flexible? What is implemented that when a new so Rocket asks, how is the system flexible? What is implemented such that when a new shape or size of canister is supposed to be grasped, the system robustly grasps it? Also, what about different processes like dosing, table pickup? How are they implemented flexibly in the system? So the first is about different sizes of canisters. Who of us wants to take this question? If the size of the canister is changing, what do we have to do?
Yeah, I can answer to that. I think it's I mean, I think if there are different, I mean, the appearance of the object depends on the definition of the object of the model. And of course, if we have a model that does not correspond to the real system, then the pose estimation that we may do may not be appropriate. So that, I mean, if we can imagine to have different models of canister, different size of canister, then we should always has a prerequisite to have at least a model of these different items so that we can detect whether this is a canister of size A or B. And the fact that we associate the detection and we contrast the detection done with the digital model could enable to detect that an estimation is not appropriate, because if we estimate that the object, I mean, is of size A, when it's we associate to the object one model that is not the appropriate one, then well, the pose estimated won't be appropriate, and we could detect it with the digital twin. But altogether, I think the main point is that to manipulate items as of today is still required to get a proper model of it. And if we have, for example, we have been working with different type of needles with slight variation, but it's always important to have the model associated to this. And then from the perception layers, we can still verify whether it's a model A or model B, I will say.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. Second in my list, I saw that Patricia raised her hand, but I was unable, it's not feasible to me to open the mic here. So Patricia, perhaps you can open the mic by yourself, or you can write something into the chat or into the questions.
I'm trying to unmute, but honestly, I don't know.
Yeah, I tried to open it, but I'm not able to do that.
Yeah.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yes. So my question was like the same as before. We operate with different canisters, so that was the same question.
In the case, in this case, this was not the focus of our project to handle different canisters very flexibly, but how to handle a given one with a given or detected CID model very flexible. So so regarding the question of handling canisters of all size, I would redirect you to the ROX project. Perhaps if you're interested in that, you can send me an email. Then I can we can discuss that also from that point. Then Oliver, you raised the question, as this project funding is coming to an end, will the project continue in a new round? The answer is very, very short. We all would love to do so, but it's not. It's not offered, and there's no way we can apply to continue our project.
Yeah, if I can complete, so it was a European project and we ended it officially at the end of March. And so this type of funding, I mean, goes with a start and with a end. hand, and we reach it. Now there are new calls, so there is a will to continue. I mean, because everything is not solved, and we would like to extend the I mean, to look at other parts of challenges that we haven't tackled yet. And so, but of course, if we look at public funding, then we have to go through the selecting appropriate calls, make an application, and that, and then we compete with the with all the applicants for these given calls. Then I think that some of the technology that are developed as standalone will be exploited by the partners, principally the one that developed them. And so it's also a possibility to go further and even to integrate in some solutions part of the development that have been performed in that structure. Like if we are, or companies interested in looking in using a gripper like the one performed by CA, I'm pretty sure CA could develop a gripper using similar technology, or use the perception layers developed by Markus. I mean, also these different items can also be exploited individually. But yeah, TraceBot as is ending these days, but of course we are totally interested in continuing the investigation on that part.
And finally, for our round of questions, a question from Jörg Riegbrock from Ullmann. Could you give some information about the system and software environment? Is it based on ROS or which frameworks? This is an easy question for you, Anthony.
Yes, hi, Jörg. Yes, most of the development, I mean, are done inside ROS. At least the skill framework and the control part of the robotic platform is done into ROS. And then we use the nice interfacing modalities to incorporate some development that may not be directly developed into ROS, but then we were using this middleware to facilitate the integration. And I will provide a bit more details about that on the section on the programming of the system. But yeah, basically it was ROS 1. Some item has been brought to ROS 2, not all yet, but then most of the items could be launched also as a standalone system without depending on ROS, but ROS was the communication layers and the interfacing layers used.